Uh, what's up, everybody? Hold
Hey,
on. Let's get it. We're about to get it. We're about to get it. My bad. I dropped the ball.
Seriously, what the hell's wrong with you people?
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
Hey, there we go. That's more like it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Strong Arm Flicks. What's up, Jeffrey?
nothing. How are you, man?
Oh, man, I'm good. I'm over here kind of sweating, though. My house is, my air's not working, man. I guess I shouldn't be complaining too much because we've had some real not so nice days out, and it's finally nice today, but, that's Michigan weather. Ain't that right, Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Over in Michigan, man, it's just cold, hot. Like, we don't get a spring anymore. It's just like it's winter or it's summer. Yep. So, what's up, Jeffrey? How you been?
Nothing. Just pretty much been on Operation Boy Who Cried Wolf mode all week on Twitter and social media. But yeah.
Yeah, I
But
know. You talking about your script?
yep, you talking
Yep.
about my script.
I've been seeing. Yeah. So how's that going, man?
It's going good. A lot of people on social media are liking some of the content that are some of the ideas that I've pointed out in my script, and so yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. I've been seeing it here and there, and you tagged me in some of it, and I've been trying to keep up with some of it, but yeah, I know, man. I see what you're doing, trying to get it out there, man. That's what you need to do too, because it's fucking fire from what I've seen, what I've read. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. You might need to post that shit over on Instagram too, man. I don't know if you have already or not. You know what I mean? Maybe Miss Butella will look at it again or something.
yeah, maybe because I've also been tagging it on Vero, tagging Zach and Deborah in there as well to try to get their attention, because I really do think that it is something special, like especially for DC fans and just fans of movie goers in general. Like, I really do think it's something special.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. That's we were talking about this off camera just a little bit ago about that young girl, that young lady that is now currently working for Netflix's Rebel Moon. I thought it was really neat, and she posted a video, and she's like, I don't know if she's like a wardrobe assistant or I don't remember exactly what her position is, but she made a video. It was over there on Twitter talking about how she got the job, and her saying, like, a lot of people, I'm telling you this, and it was really awesome because it was insight into Hollywood, and how things work. And she said, basically, you don't know how much they really mean when they say it's not about your credentials or this or that. It's all about who you know. And she said these jobs, they don't post them on Indeed.com. They don't post them on Craigslist. This or that. You cannot find these jobs. And that basically, you've got to know somebody who knows somebody, and then, work your ass off to get that connection, to get that job. And that it can happen because it happened for her, and she did a whole rundown for it, and she's working on the set of Rebel Moon right now with Zack Snyder, which is fucking awesome. I think that's amazing. And props to her. I don't know who she is. She seems to have come out of thin air, but good for her. I'm very happy for her. I know if it was me, I'd be fucking stoked, man,
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing was to like for me, I was kind of like going in this whole insecure thing, because I was thinking, because before Sophia liked my post, I was like, man, I don't know if people if they're I don't know if I'm gonna make it in Hollywood, because really I really haven't had any thing to go on, because I haven't had any credentials or anything like that. but then I actually watched this video that Martin Scorsese did where he was talking about screenwriting and really basically what he kind of did and how he broke into Hollywood and with his scripts, and he basically just said he was obnoxious pretty much by just promoting all of his stuff on giving all of his stuff to these companies and people that he knew in the industry, and that's pretty much how he broke into Hollywood.
Wow.
So yeah, like if Martin Scorsese could do, so I was like, man, if Martin Scorsese could do it, then why can't I?
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's all about your ambition, you know, working hard towards your goals and never giving up on your dreams, man. That, you know, nothing worthwhile ever was had easily, or everybody, you know what I'm saying, would be a celebrity. Everybody would be, you know how it goes. It's like they say, it's showbiz, not show friends.
Yeah.
We got CS, the director, in the building. He said, "What's up?" And he said, "I know it's getting restored, and soon the air cut will also be released. It's just a matter of time." Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Yes, brother. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Definitely, most definitely. Yep, as everybody knows, Rebel Moon has just started filming not that long ago. They're officially in production. Zack Snyder's got a camera out somewhere. Ray Fisher's on the set. I'm really interested to see what his wardrobe and his character looks like.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure that's going to be kept close to the chest for a little while before they release, you know, them images or before they get leaked. But I'm really curious to see that shit. That'll be fucking dope. That'll be amazing. They had a couple of them were already actually released of one or two of the characters. And you know, it's just, you know, it's great. Zach is in the middle of starting this huge endeavor with Netflix, and it's gonna be great for him, man. And you know, I don't know if he's if the reports are right, he's shooting Rebel Moon Part 1 and Part 2 back to back or some shit like that. It's what I heard. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Like Hollywood Reporter actually reported it. So yeah.
Yeah. Then we got the Movie Raider in here. What's good, Movie Raider?
Hey.
We've got the Movie Raider. He said, "Hey, T Flame and Jeffrey, do you guys ever feel bummed knowing that the OG Justice League script pre-BBS backlash never got 100% realized? A lot of what was going to be in it sounds so good." Yeah, I mean, sometimes I do, but, you know, you got to realize, too, that Zach isn't going to completely scrap these ideas. They're going to be revitalized with new, fresh air breathed into them to make the, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the central plot, in my opinion, when it does take place, it's still going to be what it was intended to be, but it's going to be, maybe he's going to go about it in a different way. Maybe there'll be more to it now that, you know, that they see there's a demand. Maybe it won't be just like a finite, small pocket universe type deal. Maybe it will branch out, turn into a mega fucking event with more characters, with branching off and shit like that. That's the way that I see it in my head. You know, because, you know, obviously until we hear official news broke about this, we can only assume things. But yeah, you know, to a degree it does. But I just think about the fact that it's Zack Snyder, man. And when he has an idea in his head, and when he is got his mindset on something and they tell him, go ahead and do it, the man fucking gets the job done. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. Sometimes, you know, but what it does to me when I think about it is it just pisses me off at the people that are out here on the Twitter sphere, these people that are out here rushing over to Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb, leaving negative reviews on Zack Snyder's work and shit within the DCEU, and people on Twitter, these little kids with 1,000 burner accounts and no jobs, living in mommy's basement, talking shit all the time, stirring shit, trying to stir the pot. That's what I think of. So that's why when you guys see me on over there on Twitter going so fucking hard, That's why, because I have not forgot.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jeffrey? Go ahead. I want to hear your thoughts. I'm sure he asked you too.
But yeah, like pretty much for you, I'm pretty much on the same boat because really, because really with Zach, you have to realize that because really, I think the thing that he did take out was the Bruce and Lois stuff. I do believe that is definitely one of the things that he took out of the old story
Yeah.
out of the old storyboards. But
Yeah.
I think that for most of them, he kind of like revitalized them because with how in Zack Snyder's Justice League they mentioned the multiverse a few times. So I think instead
Right.
of like the multiverse, so instead of like the world being the Justice League, it's now kind of gone above a level above that, and it's like the entire multiverse is the Justice League. So I think like in hindsight now, I think yeah, it could have been like the old storyboards probably would have been good, but I think now with the power of hindsight that Zach has with these new storyboards, because Zach has confirmed that he has new storyboards that now we don't know what those new storyboards are, but I think with those new storyboards, I think we might have something better on our hands.
Oh yes, and just to bounce off of what Jeffrey just said, I definitely think we might have something even better on our hands, something in a larger scope in the scheme of things. Because of the fact that the multiverse, like Jeffrey said, was mentioned multiple times in Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's not for just random. Zack don't do anything without a reason behind it. And now that he can see that they've essentially, in a sense, if everything gets restored like we know it's going to, this is actually going to work in his favor because now he ain't got to worry about hurting people's feelings, stepping on other directors' toes. He ain't got to worry about, Warner Brothers is bullshit no more because they had their chance to show us that they could give us a better fucking brand, that they could give us a better fucking characterization of these iconic characters, and they fucking couldn't. They failed at every corner to do so. So they've got their pocket fucking universe off to the side. The multiverse exists now. We know the Flash is being postponed for a year. That's not for no reason. Zaslav came in, and I guarantee you it has something to do with Zack's storyboards. Even if they're only reshooting a scene or two, just to include this in the universe, all it is good news for us. And despite whatever the hell's going on with Ezra Miller and that bullshit, you got to realize that, in a year from now, no one's going to give a fuck. Half these reports that came out about Ezra Miller, they've already been, settled in court. And the ones that haven't been, if he's done something wrong, like I said over on Twitter, I like the man, he's a talented actor, but you got to separate the actor from their work, okay? And if the real world, there is consequences to your actions. And until if somebody shows me proof that the court said, hey, this is what they deemed he actually did, not some asshole reporter trying to get clicks saying, overplaying something, and maybe he got into an argument and they made it sound like he busted someone's shit wide open. When they come out and they say, this is what really happened, and trust me, when they come out and they know that for a fact, there will be real world consequences for that kind of behavior. Other than that, that is fucking accusations. And the fact that he's already out, somebody had a camera and showed him someone was watching YouTube and it was a video of him in this incident, and they look over and there's Ezra Miller talking to some lady outside in front of the restaurant where he's at. Like, he's not even in fucking jail anymore. Like, this is how long it's taken for these articles to circulate, because he stays off of, for the most part, social media and all that shit. And it's a good thing he does, in my opinion. And if he had did what they claimed, he would not be out of fucking jail. They wouldn't say that the case is dropped, the case is dropped, the case is dropped. He is fucking having a nervous breakdown from what I'm hearing from multiple people that claim they have sources, and people that even some people, I think even Grace Randolph said something about it at one point, but something's going on with him. It's personal from, or whatever. But either way though, with Ezra Miller though, in a year from now, if everything's all cleared up, that'll give time for all this bullshit to breathe, for people to be ready. And when that movie comes out, maybe we will all go give it a see, because I'm not against the director making the movie and making it, do their own thing with it. That's what they want to do. Long as that, with seeing as this is a multiverse and they're going to be handling time travel, they include something in there that lets the Snyderverse exist in its own universe. If they're not willing to bring that into the fold, then that's fine. Just let it be off in its own thing. All these things are going to come together. The main topic of this video we're about to get into soon. I wanted to give you guys some time to get in here and shit like that. But I know that what we're going to get now is just going to be on such a larger scheme. This grand scheme of things is going to be so big. It's going to be next level, because he's now, from what I understand, in my opinion, and again, this is my opinion from what I understand, he's now been given the go ahead and handle the fucking, the Green Lantern character too now. So you gotta understand, he's slowly getting more access to all these characters that back when he wrote them, storyboards were off the fucking table. It's not that he didn't want to do a story with them. It's, and like people still bitching about, Jimmy Olsen and shit like that. It's like, okay, these kids, where is their time? There wasn't time before to handle these characters. There, to fully flesh out all these backstories. There wasn't time for that. They didn't tell him off rip that he could do that. They told him he could have 4 movies after Man of Steel, and it was going to be to handle the big dog shit and let David handle the other shit. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. And then Patty was going to handle always going to handle Wonder Woman. James Wan was always going to bring, going to do the Aquaman movie. Now, what he was going to do, he was always going to be the director of that, but it was going to be more, Snyderverse was going to be more heavily weaved into the first Aquaman movie. That changed because of Warner Brothers, not because of Juan being a dick. Momoa fought to keep it as close as he could to the continuity of the way that fucking Zack Snyder's Justice League ended, before any of us even seen it. And he said that early on, and that's why people went out and seen it in drones. This is going to, I'm telling you, there's a big plan in action that I think is more than just to bring him back to do 2 movies. I think it's to fix the things that have been fucked up, to give him access to a wider range of characters, which opens up his storytelling ability quite a fucking bit now. So, I just, nothing but exciting shit. Again, pure speculation, until something's confirmed, like official. But that right now, that's what it is. And right here we got this one. Hunter Iggy, what's up? Hunter Iggy's in the building. He said, "Strong on Flicks, do you think that we will get Darkseid's daughter Grail?" I absolutely believe that at some point, if we get, and I know we're gonna get it, if we do get Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3, you bet your ass we're gonna get Darkseid's daughter Grail in there. You bet your ass. To me, Jeffrey, it's already been confirmed with her liking your post about Grail. And I can go on and on. Go on, Jeffrey. That's your territory.
And right now it's still like a week later, and Sophia hasn't blocked me, and at first I was kind of freaking out about that because Strong Arm, you actually know that I DM'd you that I was kind of like in a emotional wreck, because I was like, oh wow, I was actually in her DMs because at first I was kind of like, oh man, now I'm kind of weirded out by that, because I kind of invaded her privacy and stuff. But then I was like thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? She hasn't. It's been a few. The post has the last DM was at March, and she hasn't blocked me yet. So I was like, I'm like right now, fingers crossed, and taking that as a good sign.
Right, exactly. Jeffrey, go ahead and do this comment, brother. This is the movie Raider.
Okay, what year would y'all speculate Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 would come out? Because the actors' schedules and Zack's with all of the Netflix projects, I would feel like it may be 2026. That might actually make sense. That actually might make sense, because Because like you said, you have Rebel Moon Part 1 and 2, which we don't know is if Part 2 is going to be released in 2024, and then we also have Planet of the Dead that needs to be filmed, and then we have Twilight of the Gods and stuff like that. So really, what I think Warner Brothers Discovery could be doing is they could actually be like they could actually start off small and stuff and work their way into it instead of just going all out with a Justice League 2. So like for example, you have the Ayer cut, which is essentially done. Just the third act needs to be spruced up a bit. Like David Ayer actually confirmed that all that needs to be done is the CGI for that third act. So
And
you can start off with that, and right now I don't think Ben is doing anything right now. So Ben could actually work on his
movie,
Batman versus Deathstroke project. So
yes.
really, like you could actually have like these small little projects to work in between those years until Zach's schedule is cleared. So yeah,
Right, exactly. And that's another thing too. Like I said, Jared Leto, he ain't up to shit right now. Morbius is done, it's out. You know what I mean? All of that kind of stuff. And he can definitely. Jared Leto's available right now. Joe Manganiello is free right now. Ben Affleck is free right now. Zack Snyder's the only one tied up. And the thing is too is that unfortunately with the schedule, I don't think he'd be able to get around to filming until like late 2025. I would say 2025, just because the fact that I am pretty sure that with Rebel Moon, that the shooting of this movie, that man works fast. He is a visionary. When he draws and writes shit down and storyboards it, he fucking brings that shit to life like he don't sit there and say, oh, that doesn't really work, or fuck, let me go back in the editing room. Like he's just like, bam, bam, roll it, bam, and then this motherfucker just gets to work and he just. You know what I'm saying? Like he gets to that's how this man works. And if he's shooting Rebel Moon like I know he's going to, part one and part two back to back, essentially he's only shooting one movie, then it's gonna be broken up into two pieces. And that works perfect because the way that he needs Zach tells stories that challenges the fucking viewer. With hidden shit weaved in there and Easter eggs and all kinds of shit, while keeping it unique and not stepping on the toes of Marvel and other people that do similar things and of that nature. And he needs time for his shit to breathe. And the studios never want to let his shit just leave it alone. Yes, it's going to be a little longer than normal, but it's like, honestly, the Snyder Cut, if they would have just let him do that, I guarantee you that it would have broken up what we seen, which was the Snyder Cut. If that would have been filmed as initially planned and he had full creative freedom without negative backlash whatsoever, he would have filmed that movie and it would only been, no way it would have been over 2 hours. It would have been ended on a huge cliffhanger for part one. The following summer, he would have hit us with part two. And then, the following summer after that, we'd have been going into fucking Justice League beginning of part three. You know what I'm saying? But, with Rebel Moon, I'm telling you, and he learns too, the older he gets, how shit's gonna play out. What if it goes wrong? All I have to work with is what I've shot, the archive footage. You know what I'm saying? And I've got my own animation studio, the Stone Quarry now, so I can really, do some shit in the background. I got bread. I'm Zack Snyder. I got my own animation studio. I can get some of these special effects done on my fucking own. I don't need to be slowed down by the studio or by this or a pandemic or this. And he really showed that he has the capability of doing that. And I think what we're going to see from him is that we're going to see higher quality movies now being pushed out faster and faster than Zach ever has before. Not that he's going to be doing it crazy fast, but faster than what he normally does. And the fact that this shit's going straight to streaming services over with Netflix, that really keeps it to where, they don't got to have long ass like promotional periods, all kinds of stuff. What's up, Jeffrey? You got something you want to say?
But yeah, like speaking of quality and really talking about top quality movies real quick, Like, you're actually 100% right on that, because I saw a tweet that I saw an Instagram post from one of the Rebel Moon producers, and he posted basically like this camera, like this high tech camera that's been recently put out, that basically they're going to create a top quality film where I forgot the specific name for this. I forgot the specific name for this camera. Like, it was like it's like a very new camera that basically goes into 8K. Like, it goes into, like, you know how in Zack Snyder's Justice League you have those 4K Ultra HD cameras.
Yes.
For Rebel Moon, the camera quality that they're going to be using is going to be those new 8K cameras that
Oh
have
wow.
recently come out. So yeah, if you thought so basically kind of like, what I'm envisioning is like, you know how good Steppenwolf and Darkseid looked like in 4K? Imagine the double quality of that with 8K. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna see probably gonna see the most beautiful film yet, honestly.
Let's see right here. CS, the director, he said sooner than 2026, David Zaslav and WBD is all about making money. I have a feeling negotiations are taking place now. And at WBD Phantom 2022, we will get more updates. And I absolutely believe that too. I know now the announcement that could come tomorrow. That could come in 9 months from now. All speculation. But what I'm saying is that when he would actually be free to do this, I'm sure that if they were serious enough about it, that they could find a way for him to do it even sooner than that. I absolutely believe that. But what has taken this, I want to get to what has taken this announcement so long. So in my opinion, this announcement, think about what you would have to do if you are honestly restoring the Snyderverse, right? Think about that for a minute. There's real world shit involved in this, right? What would you really have to do? Well, the first thing you'd have to do is you'd have to, think about a megastar fucking cast that you have. Everybody from between fucking Man of Steel to BVS to the Snyder Cut to the original Suicide Squad, every single cast and crew member in the movie, you would have to go to each and every one of them, see if they're still up for doing it, find a way to clear their schedules, negotiate what they're going to want for pay and compensation, find out how many movies do you need them for, find out are you going to do a solo movie or a spin-off project for them, then what is that going to entail? Okay, then you got to, speak with their agents, who's going to beat around the bush, all this shit. Then the main man himself, Zack Snyder, figuring out his schedule, figuring out how much he needs to do it, figuring out how much he wants to be compensated to do it, figuring out how soon he would be able to record it. Now, I'm not saying this shit to be negative. I'm saying that these are the things that they've been figuring out behind the scenes all this time, in my opinion. Yep. And that is what you got to realize, that they don't want to jump the gun, make an announcement, and like, you can't restore the Snyderverse if 5 out of 30 fucking cast members are only fucking free to shoot some shit, in the next couple years. Not saying that's the case, but all of this shit's got to be hashed out. And all contracts got to be signed, all kinds of shit before even an announcement is going to be made. And an announcement can come way fucking sooner than the actual restoration itself. But again, even the announcement, them are the things that are going to really, you got to think about. And I absolutely believe that this shit's been going on behind the scenes, and I know that they are probably going to each individual person. And they finally have made their way almost full circle now, and they're almost ready and comfortable enough, to announce something. We're getting closer, and that's what this live stream's about. We haven't got into the real topic of this live stream all the way yet, but we are going to get into that in just a minute. And let's see what we got right here. If Ezra Miller, yes. Like I said, you know, if that really happened, that's terrible. I don't see this motherfucker out walking around, being recorded, walking around free, talking to people while it's being reported on, though. Like I seen a video that damn near went viral about this, like a couple of days ago. Like, he's not in fucking jail. Like I don't know what these articles or these people reporting, if they're like, because of the fact that he's way out in fucking Hawaii and because of the fact he's not on social media, that they're just getting this news like really fucking late, trying to keep up with what's going on, or if they're just trying to spin it to fucking, you know, trying to be extra and make it sound worse than it is. But until we get official confirmation, I'm not shitting on Ezra Miller or riding that fucking train. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm just not going to. If he did that, I do not condone that. And if there's going to be trust and believe, if he did that shit, he split a lady's fucking head open, there's going to be real world consequences to that shit. And you ain't got to worry about that. I ain't got to worry about that. The tabloids ain't got to worry about that. Fucking a judge is going to worry about that shit. And if he doesn't they don't sentence him and he don't get hit with no time that says, hey, he's being charged with this, because there's no way that you can get out of something like that. When you're having incident after incident of like arguments with people because you're having a nervous breakdown, you throw a fucking chair and split someone's face open, you're going to go to jail. Like, that's all there is to it. You know what I'm saying? You're not bonding out from that shit neither. Like, you're not. That's an aggressive, that's an aggressive, like case. Like, that would be an aggressive charge. Like, no matter how much money or fortune you got or fame, that ain't going to save your ass from that. You know, he might be in there eating 5 solid squares a day of steak and grits, but he ain't fucking getting out of being sentenced, being charged, or none of that. If he did that, we will find out. So, but other than that, I don't want to talk about that too much anymore. All positive things, because there's been a lot of negative shit out there lately. So anyway, all right, so let's go into the main topic of this video, guys. So, all right. Give me one moment. Share the screen. Share. 5 in here. Smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. All right, let's go over here to right there. So, let's see. Where did I see this at? Oh, okay. We're going to go back over to Mr. Clay Stubbs' Twitter sphere.
Yep,
all right.
here it is.
Can you see that? Can everybody see that nice and clear?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now, this says 7 hours ago. Oh, I thought this was yesterday. This was about 1 o'clock today, huh?
Yep.
Roughly. Clay Stubb. Again, Percival's journey. We're back at this again. This whole thing has now come full circle, guys. Now, let me blow this up further. Now, when Zack Snyder was posting this kind of shit, specifically, I think maybe even this exact image. If not, it was like a frame or two off. Like the camera was a little different, but damn near this exact image, leading up to the announcement, not the release, leading up a couple of months prior to the announcement of the Snyder Cut. So now we have this again on top of all of the cryptic shit that we have all been following along with over and over and over, that's been being posted by many of these celebrities, many of people within the studio, in the inside of Hollywood and inside Clay's inside of Zack Snyder's inner circle. Clay Stubb, this guy, I've always said this, I'll say it again. If anybody knows some insider knowledge, you bet your ass it's going to be this guy right here, Clay Stubb, when it comes to Zack Snyder and what the fuck is going on. Okay? So this is interesting because now it's almost like we are getting close to the end of our final journey. I'm trying to get into the mindset of Clay Stubb. And like I said, again, I'd have to go back on Vero and dig it up, but I'm positive that Zack Snyder shared this, only this exact image, if not this exact one, a couple of frames off or something. And this was just months, just a couple of months leading up to the announcement of the Snyder Cut. So that's very interesting. Very interesting. It's very exciting. And let me know what you guys think about this. I really want to know. And then here's something that's more interesting, okay? Clay Stubb has been consistently hiding hashtag restore the Snyderverse and these mysteries in these images for us to enhance it, zoom in on it, and find it. And when he first started doing this, they were extremely fucking hidden to where you had to put them on Photoshop, take filters off of it, lighten up certain areas, all kinds of shit. And right there, there'd be restore the Snyderverse. Okay? Now, as we get closer and closer, we're starting to see that these are becoming easier and easier to find. Or what's another way of putting it? More and more transparent.
Yep.
And now if you look right here, right there, clear, almost clear as day now, what's it say? We didn't need to put no filter on this shit. We didn't need to remove filters. We didn't need to put it in Photoshop. We didn't even need to fucking zoom in. I clicked on the image. I didn't even double click to zoom in. And there it says, restore the Snyderverse right there. So this is interesting for a whole nother reason. This is interesting because of the fact that these are becoming more and more transparent, more and more clear, more and more visible. So is Clay Stubb trying to say that we are almost there? We are almost there. Restore the Snyderverse is bubbling through to the surface. And eventually we are going to get the Holy Grail. And it is right there. It's that far. We are that close to it.
Yep.
This is something that is, wow, it's something to think about. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, like, really, this kind of goes into the whole Grail theory even more when you really think about it. Because really, like, before we thought the Holy Grail was about the Snyder Cut when we were fighting for the Snyder Cut. But then we go into kind of today, or kind of like to last week, where Sofia Boutella liked my post about saying basically you're gonna be begging to see Grail in live action, which I actually did say straight up that you're gonna be begging to see Grail in live action. And Sophia liked that last week, and it's still liked. So that, which, if you really think about it, Sophia is doing, as we know right now, the only project that we know of right now that Sophia is doing is Rebel Moon. So it's like right now she really doesn't have any logical reason to like something about that has to do with Grail or DC Comics as a whole. And then you go, so that basically happens. And so a week passes later, and we have Clay Staub posting something Restore the Snyderverse related with the journey of the Grail again. So this right here again makes me think that makes the whole Grail theory become even stronger, that we might be seeing Grail in the future. Which, like I said, I still have a script for it. If really there isn't a script for it right now, like if there's storyboards for it, which it probably is, like I do have a script for it. But yeah, I do think that we are getting closer to the Holy Grail of movies and the cinematic universes, and we're getting closer to seeing Grail.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what I'm thinking. And today the date is April 23rd. May 18th, guys. Something's coming. Is it going to be an announcement for the Snyderverse? I don't know. But I bet you bet your ass, me and Jeffrey, we're gonna be there checking out to see whatever the fuck is going on, because everybody needs to be there just in case, because that seems like maybe it might be a little soon, or it could be right on the nose. I'm not sure, but this right here is making me think that May 18th, because look at how visible this is now. It's not even, it's barely hidden, dude. You can see it. I'm just sitting here looking. I just want to show you guys what I'm talking about, right? Looking at the picture, I do one click on it, right? I'm on Twitter, nothing special. And right there, clear as day, I mean, it's bigger on my screen, you know, because I'm screen sharing, I remind you. This is perfectly fucking visible. I mean, I don't have glasses on. I ain't got this shit zoomed in or nothing. You can look over here and it's clear as shit. So how much further do we have to go? About a month. It's looking like.
Yeah, and
it's looking
really,
like it, guys.
Yep, and it really, like, this is also something interesting. The coloring, like the coloring of the Grail as well. Like, for those of you for those of you who follow me, you obviously have seen my pinned tweet all the time. That's still up there. That's been pinned ever since December 21st, where I basically had all of the had like 4 pictures. 3 of them were related to Clay Salve's tweets, and 2 of them were there were 3 pictures. One was with Zach, who had like this picture with green tint on it with the Batmobile. The second one was David Ayer with a green with a picture of him in LA with a green tint on it.
Yeah.
Then the third was a Clay Staub tweet where he had a picture of Wayne T. Carr's Green Lantern. And the fourth was a picture of basically the definition of what's the definition and symbolism of the color green, which was basically which the symbolism for green is like renewal and also stuff being greenlit. So and for the quote, and the caption was a little bit of Neo's final speech, saying in the first Matrix, saying with him basically telling the machines, I don't know how this is going to end, but I know how this is going to begin. Which to me was me basically saying, like, at that point, at December 21st, was me basically saying that to me it was the beginning of the end of the struggle for hashtag restore the Snyderverse, which I still believe. And really looking at Clay Salve's tweet right now, I really do believe that to be true more than ever now.
That's a great point. Very great point, Jeffrey. You know, and like he said too, it also, again, it's full circle, guys, also correlates with the color green. Once again, in this picture, what is present? The color green again. So what is that? The green light. They've been green lit. The project has been green lighted. All of that stuff, guys. All of that stuff. Anyway, Jeffrey, is there anything that that you want to that else that you would like to say? We're gonna close this one out about 10 to 12 minutes early. I have something that just came up that I have to tend to. So what else do you want to add, Jeffrey? Because I think that we just, you know, all just need to be paying attention every single day now, like hawks. And we're just gonna keep on this, you know. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
Really just I do believe that the fight is almost over, And I think we are once again at the home stretch. I really do believe that.
All right. And thank you for joining, everybody. Thank you, Jeffrey, my co-host, for being here again today. And Hugh Jazz, I know I seen it late, but what's up, brother? So what's up, boys?
Hey.
And if you guys haven't if you guys were late catching this, go ahead and rewatch it. It's going to be a shorter one. So really just meat and potatoes in this one. So that's a good thing for all of you. And it's worth a watch, you know. Definitely make sure your notifications are turned on and all that good stuff. And we'll catch you next time.
Peace.
Peace.